Welcome to Busy Dig. In this first tutorial, we're going to go through the dashboard to show you where everything is, and then the next several ones will show you how to set up a campaign and workspace depending on what plan that you have purchased. Thank you again for being a part of us, and let's go. When you first register, you will be sent a password and a temporary password and a username. And once you do that, then you want to go here in this front right-hand side and you can go to account settings. So I already have set up one workspace. Depending on your plan that you have one workspace and then you have multiple campaigns. So I have one workspace and I have two campaigns already set up. And then scroll down. You change your avatar and put your own picture there. You can I did this. I set this up. I set it up wrong. So let me change that. All right, let me save that real quick. All right, you can update your contact info. You can allow branding or not on your form. If you, depending on what membership you have or what plan you have, you might want to leave it so that way you'll get credit for it if you decide to get going to the business. Now, so down at the bottom, when you scroll down to the bottom, if you want to reset the password, you click here. Then you put in the new password, click Save Changes, and then you updated the password that you want to have. All right, let's keep going. Let's go back to on the left-hand side. You see Workplaces. As mentioned earlier, we have two locations. This is the workspace. If you want to set up a new workspace, and then the campaign that you have, you click in here, you'll see that. I have two campaigns, but you only see one here because there's two in this campaign. All right, let's keep going. So, say for instance, the next one is Manage Orders. When you go to Manage Orders, depending on, again, if you see here on the left, I only have one workspace. So depending on what workspace, you'll go to that workspace, and then here, because I have two campaigns, you'll see both campaigns. In here, to manage orders or those things, if you're using the payment system to purchase something, for folks to buy, like we use, like these campaigns here, one was for selling tickets for admission to an event we did, and so we did pre-sale, so all the tickets were pre-sold, and just in case people walked in, they wanted to show up the day of the event, they were also to purchase tickets. And so this will show all the orders that you've done, status, if it was fulfilled or not, or whatever the amount of it was, the currency, if it's various currencies depending on what country you're in, the name of the person, and so on and so forth, the transaction ID. So that way you can track the order. If it's something where you're selling a line of clothing or books or something else where they're pre-ordering something or purchasing for you to fulfill the order, you can see the orders down here. Next is manage leads. So within our system on Busy Dig, you're able to also have on one of the campaigns we had, let me see if I have it here. I'm not sure which one it is. There was no one did the leads because we also had, we did something else, so we didn't have any leads. But what will happen is if someone fills out a form, then those leads will come in this section here. You're able to download it as a CSV, so depending on what you are using as far as your contact management system, then you would be able to upload it through each CSV, or you're able to upload it as an Excel file, and then you're able to use that program. The next one is Analytics. This shows, again, depending on the workspace, depending on the campaign, you put it there, and it'll show, like on this one now, you see there's total 4 views and 4 were unique, and total revenue earned was 0 because, again, one of the campaigns, I don't remember which one it was, because I didn't title them, so that's another conversation when we get ready to do set up a campaign and set up the workspace. Then you'll be able to see what the differences are. And so, like the second campaign would have 5 views, 5 unique views, so that way you know who it is, and then it'll show you the IP addresses, where they came from, when it was the date it was created, and then the date that people tuned in or whatever. You're able to see them there. And then if you look here, if you want to choose by range, you click on there and say, for instance, you want to know what it was 30 days ago, whatever. You're also able to click there, hit apply, or if a custom range, last 7 days, last 30 days, and then hit apply. and it'll take you back to that range. And so that way you can keep up on what's going on within your campaign, so that way you know how to follow up, or if it's working or not, or what you need to change in order to make it work for you to benefit your marketing campaign for you doing business. Next one is integrations. So there's several integrations. Again, because I was selling tickets, I'm using PayPal. You're able to use PayPal, Stripe, or Razorpay. I chose PayPal. That's a whole other conversation for another time. So that's the first one. The second one is autoresponder. So if you look over here that says manage leads. Now, if I had set up a integration program of one of these services, those contacts, those leads would have gone into one of these depending on which one I set up. But because I don't have it set up, it's managed there. So that way I can upload it to wherever I want to use. Because again, I use a different company that's not there at all anyway. So I'm able to use the other service that I'm using by utilizing managed leads. And then once I manage my leads, download it by CSV and then upload it to the other service, then I can follow up and send them, the autoresponder, follow with an email or text or whatever, invitation for for whatever, if it's a demonstration or get more information that they want, depending on how you set the form up, is how you respond back to the person that has followed up for autoresponder. The cool thing about autoresponder, if you don't know, it allows you to put together campaigns within that. So if they're interested in whatever your product or service is, then you can put together newsletters or a small mini course that will automatically send out to a person based upon them signing up for your form. Next one is images. So say for instance, when you're designing your campaign, you're able to utilize Usign is the only company that they have right now. So when you get your start, when you use your account, you're able to tie into, again, I use Usign, and I forgot, I haven't had a chance to design it. I just hurry up and did it, and I designed it within the system, and we'll get into that when we design the campaign. But you're able to just pre-design it and then upload it based upon that, utilizing Usign. And the last one in the integrations is the email integration. That's your SMTP. So if you have a business service or whatever, depending on, if you look here on the right, depending on what workspace, depending on what your team is, your team would be the workspace, and then each campaign will come out of your team. And then this one, you simple, put in your username, password, port, and then we're going to do a separate tutorial on how to set this up as well, and then save this as default. This is for sending emails for clients and teams. So this is sending out the information. They can't do it themselves. You being the master account, master agent, then you will set up for everybody else and send it out for everybody else as well. All right, next after that is manage comments. So again, depending on the campaign that you put together, you can also accept comments. And so accepting comments, you get to see the feedback of people, the status of what's going on, ratings or whatever, if they rated something or whatever that you put there for them to do it. Within BusyDig, you're able to also set up for comments. That information will come up here. And then if you have the pro or commercial team account, then you're able to also add, it says clients, so it's set up for clients or team. It doesn't matter, it's the same thing. And then you would just, what you would do is you would copy this, send this in an email to the person with their temporary. Let's open it up and I'll show you what's there. Let's do this. We'll do this one real quick. All right, you put the name in, you put in their email address, temporary password. Unless you have the information, you can put together your own little form, send it to them, and then they can give you this information, and you can add it to, you're adding a client, you can put that information for there, give them access type, and then choose your branding, and then if you want it there or not, depending on, again, if you got the team or the reseller program, then you're able to have your own branding or allow our branding or not, depending on the plan. Some plans you can't do it, but this one you can, and then you will save the changes. Then you go back to dashboard. Well, that's it for right now. I just wanted to make sure this is our first one to give you a walkthrough of how the dashboard works for BusyBig. We'll talk to you soon on the next campaign, next tutorial. Thank you. God bless. Bye-bye.